Singing News Radio, the voice of Southern gospel music. Well, we've got part of the Perrys here today to talk about their Christmas project.
Well, it's the best part.
Yeah.
Well, we'll let people decide that on their own, I guess.
Stop and don't speak.
That's it.
A Very Perry Christmas, the name of the project. I was going to say, let's just go ahead and address the elephant in the room. This feels weird.
It does feel weird.
Well, why you're a radio personality
I'm on the wrong side.
now. Why
I'm
am
on the
I
wrong side of the
interviewing
table. I don't know, Greg, but you know what? You tell me what to do around here all the time, so I'm just going to keep doing what you tell me.
You've got your Perry's hat on.
Yes,
right now,
yes,
right?
I've got the
Your
Perry's
radio
hat on. We don't have the Southern Knights hat. We're just Perry's today.
All right, let's go ahead and talk about what everybody is always, I know, forever asking all of you. How is Tracy?
How is Tracy?
He's not doing.
Tracy's not doing
right
too
now.
good today. He's caught some kind of little bug. I don't know if he caught it out on the road or not, but that's kind of where they're at. He's resting some today, getting some medication, stuff like that. So that's why Libby's not here. But you know, we got little Libby here, or little big Libby. Jared is actually. You know what? And I was we were talking with Wayne earlier today, and I was telling Jared this may be like one of your first big interviews you've had to do. And so I think it's good for him, though.
Yeah, it's something.
We're going to stretch your horizons here just a little bit.
But
Jared.
Libby and Tracy are good. Libby's doing really well. Tracy is good. He had a procedure done here a couple of weeks ago, and so he's it's taking him a minute to bounce back from it. But he's doing good. He's been out on the road with us, but he's getting some meds now that he needs. So everything's good though.
All right, good deal. Well, let's go back to Jared here because as I understand, Christmas is a big deal in the Stuffle household and always has been.
That's an understatement.
Why? Yeah. What does that go back to?
I don't know. Mom's always been very obsessed with Christmas, so like
I think she's one of
first
Santa's
week
little
in
elves.
October, trees going up, and it's been March before it's came down. So
wow.
Yeah, she's really obsessed with it.
So with that in mind, why do you think it's taken all these years for the Perrys to do a Christmas project?
I don't know. She's been begging for one for.
She has. Her
Forever.
and Wayne have talked about doing a Christmas album for years,
Yeah.
and for some reason it just never happened.
It's never happened. Huh?
But finally, Wayne was like, "Okay, it's time. Let's do it." And we were talking too. A lot of artists, they'll have a producer, 4 or 5 albums, and then they'll change up. You realize this makes, I think, 20 or 21 albums that Wayne Hawn has produced for the Perrys.
Wow.
And I think it's just kind of become our niche. Wayne knows the Perrys better than anybody. And when it comes time to do new projects and things, he drives the ship, and he kind of gives us our Perry sound, Libby's our anchor. Everybody, it could really matter if the rest of us showed up or not. As long as she's there, that's all that matters. But I think it's Libby coupled with Wayne's production is what makes the Perrys what we've been, and so for now, this December will be 47 years the Perrys have been traveling.
Wow.
And the first time in 47 years we've done a Christmas album.
How about that?
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about this. I love the name of Very Perry Christmas. That is great.
We say that every night. I say it from the stage. I say, and the title of the new album is A Very Perry Christmas. And I mean, faces light up all across. They think it's the greatest thing in the world. And I got to give props. That came from Libby.
Oh, cool.
She did it.
Well, you guys did a little bit of everything on here. It looks like a lot of tried and true Christmas classics.
Yes. We stuck more traditional on this first Christmas record. Matter of fact, a songwriter told us the other day when we were picking songs for the new album, he said, I've got a lot of great songs, that I've written, Christmas songs. He goes, I really feel that Jesus is not happy with you all, that you're doing more traditional and not new songs. But we did. We have a couple new songs, but most of them are just tried and true traditional songs, and it'll make you feel like you're a kid again when you listen to it.
Holly Jolly Christmas. We're going to play that here in just a second. That one always makes me go back to my childhood.
It just makes you feel good. It does. I'll never forget watching Rudolph when I was a kid and hearing Burl Ives on the old Rudolph sing that Holly Jolly Christmas. So yeah, we got a couple Burl tunes on this album. So, but one of my all-time favorites.
All right, we'll play that coming up. We've got part of the Perrys in with us, and we were talking about A Very Perry Christmas. Singing News Radio, the voice of Southern gospel music. We've got Jared Stuffle with us and Troy Peach from Singing News Radio and the Perrys.
Yes, I'm wearing my Perry hat today.
He just puts different hats on at different times and does different things, but very good at both, I might add.
Well, thank you, my
Everybody
friend.
is very complimentary of what you were doing on evenings here.
Well, thank you. I'll have to say, I absolutely love it. I mean,
Okay.
and the response I get out on the road from folks. As a matter of fact, this past weekend, I had a little lady come up to me and she goes, "Now, aren't you on my radio at night?" And I said, "I just may be." And so we had a great Singing News affiliate up in Indiana, and they were they were precious. So I'm loving singing. I'm loving Southern Nights.
Awesome. All right, let's get back to Christmas here, and a very Perry Christmas. So we've already played a Holly Jolly Christmas, and you said there was another Burl Ives song on there. Is that Silver and Gold?
That's Silver and Gold. You know that. I think it was Burl's Christmas record is just one of my all-time favorites, and Wayne stuck pretty traditional, to these arrangements and things. And when, we got to picking songs, we were picking some traditional, some, that, were scripturally based, and some were just the fun traditional Christmas songs. So when we came across this song, I've always loved it. And Wayne said, well, that is original, a hymnal type Christmas song, And I said, really? He said, oh, yeah. He said, there is a verse that, is, talking about Mary and the baby and the wise men brought gifts to the manger. And I had never,
I hadn't thought of it that way.
Once we got to listening to the original Burl Christmas album, it's on the album. Now, they took it out for the TV special, but it is on the original album.
How about that? Is there anything Wayne doesn't know?
No, not at all. Not at all. He's one of those that can wear so many hats at one time
I tell you.
that it's just amazing.
He's an impressive guy. All right, we'll listen to Silver and Gold coming up here in just a bit, so hang on for that here on Singing News Radio. Singing News Radio, the voice of Southern gospel music. We've got part of the Perrys here with us, Jared Stuffle and Troy Peach. Mele Kalikimaka, how did that end up on this project?
That was a little bit of me and Dad. We weren't going down without a Bing Crosby Christmas song. So Troy likes Burl, but best Christmas album's Bing Crosby White Christmas. So we were bound and determined to get one on there somehow. And it's our favorite Christmas song too,
I think, though, for all the years that the Perrys have talked about doing a Christmas album, Tracy has always said,
Yep.
I want to do Mele Kalikimaka.
Okay.
And I mean, for years, it has been the one tune that from day one, when they started talking about doing this years ago, he said, I want to do. And so it was the only one that made the cut all the way through.
Yeah. It was, I don't think it was ever going to get bumped if we ever did a Christmas album.
And I mean, I'm filled with the Hawaiian steel guitar to the brass, the whole bit. It is original as original could be, and it's the male quartet tune of the album too. Libby takes a back seat. She goes and puts on her grass skirt, and we do just us four guys.
All right. Okay, that's a picture right
Yeah,
there.
you just visualized that, didn't you?
I did.
Yeah.
Oh boy, man. You were something else, Troy Peach.
Well, you know what, Greg? I try to keep you on your toes.
You do.
I'm just glad you're not in here when I do my show. You'd never know what happens in here all the time. We have a good time, though.
Oh, that's good. That's good. All right, let's move along to a more serious song and an original at that. We Need a Silent Night Again. Tell me the origin of this song.
Well, like I said, when we were picking through songs for this album, we wanted it to be traditional, but then we did want to have, a little input from some new writers. And, of course, Wayne Hawn, Joel Lindsay, and Jeff Baumgartner being three of on my show, I have called them the Three Musketeers of songwriting because anything they touch just seems to be magic. Mm-hmm. And we all loved The Silent Night. That's one of my favorite Christmas hymns. Mm-hmm. And he said, well, why don't we mix that? He said, we've just, recently written this new song. And he said, I think it would fit perfect. So, the first half starts with Libby doing the first verse of Silent Night, and then it transitions into this new song called We Need a Silent Night Again. And then Andrew closes it out with more of the original Silent Night song. And I will have to say that this year in our country, in our world, 2017 has been a humdinger.
Yeah, it's been
rough. With the mass shootings that we've had in Texas and Vegas and, world, natural disasters happening here and where. If anything else we need is how would it be to just take ourselves back to that night in Bethlehem where the stars were in the air. It was quiet, and then all of a sudden, a multitude of heavenly hosts broke through the midnight and announced that not only had a baby been born, but a Savior had been born that would one day, 33 years later, would provide us a sacrifice to take away the sins of the world. If we could get back to that place to where in that silent of the night again, my goodness, I think it would do our world such a good thing if
Absolutely.
we could get back to where that Jesus really is the reason for the season, but not only just the season, he's the reason we live.
Right. I would say it's difficult to break through with a new original Christmas song, to really have it become one that is impactful and heard year after year after year. But something tells me,
I 100%
knowing the
agree.
Southern gospel audience, I think this is the one.
Well,
Or at least one of the ones that is going to be out there
staged it
again and again.
We've staged it a couple times, Greg, and it's like, of course, with hearing the original Silent Night, people are already in love with it. But then when it makes the transition, it's like they're already captivated, and they get it. They really do. I think that's something we say a lot, but our people, they get it. It hits them right where they live. And, man, if ever we needed a Silent Night again, it's today.
This was the right year to have that song.
I think so.
Absolutely. Well, I'm excited for you guys. I can't believe it took 47 years for the Perrys to do
I know.
a Christmas project with a lady that puts up her tree in
October.
early October.
Yeah.
Does she do theme trees?
No. Well, no.
She has in
Some
times
years
past,
it'll
yeah.
be a little more fancy. The past few years, it's just been kind of like throw it on there and however it looks is how it turns out. But it's been a little more country the past few years, so she'll probably change it up in the next couple of years. Something a little more fancy.
It ain't
again.
just a house. The bus is decked out for Christmas. I mean, there's lights, there's a tree, there's garland, there's stockings hung by the cabinet with care. I mean, it's the whole
Thanksgiving, what's that? We've just gone right on past it.
I figured it out, though. Thanksgiving could still come at Christmas. I'll take a turkey leg in my stocking all day long. Don't you worry about it.
There you go. Well, guys, thanks for coming in. We're going to be playing a lot of these songs this season, and I know people are going to love hearing you guys do some of these classics, along with that new song, that one specifically, We Need a Silent Night. We'll play that coming up here in just a bit. So.
Well, I know they're going to hear it on my show, Greg, but I just hope you play them on your show,
Absolutely.
too. So we love you, Greg. Thank you for everything you do for singing news radio and for Southern gospel music, because you, my friend, you are one of the mainstays in our business. You have been for years, and we love you, buddy.
Well, thank you. Love you guys, too.